What's up, everybody? It's Enrico Suave, and I got a request from um, from a viewer here from my channel here, and they want me to compare a couple of gloves. Now, um, as you guys know, I do order a lot of the pay-per-views, so you can see I got the pay-per-view behind me. That's gonna be that right there is gonna be the Teofimo Lopez fight. I believe. Wait, you know what? Actually, maybe it's not. This is actually a DAZN fight, and but I am gonna have the Teofimo Lopez fight on my Instagram if you want to follow. It's the letter NRICOTECHER at that's it. It's on Instagram. I might get copy strikes. Yeah, fuck them. Um, it's on. It's not even all of it, so it's kind of not even going to be on there. But let me lower the volume. Where the heck can the remote go? What did I do with it? I just had it. Oh, it's right here, literally in front of me. Actually, let me see. Might be able to. There you go. Let's see. Oh, that's the top rank. Okay, we got UFC here. All right, there you go. UFC. We'll have that tonight. Amanda Nunes fight. We'll have Teofimo Lopez, and we're gonna have. I don't know what DAZN is actually advertising there. I don't remember them having a like a blockbuster fight or anything. Actually, give me a second. All right. All right. Got here a nice. Well, now that I moved to Texas, I can't find any good IPAs, so I gotta buy the shit that's from San Diego. So here we go. This is a glass from Ritual, which is in Redlands. I used to go all the time. Who is it? Jamie Mungia versus Sergio. All right. No, I don't play Fortnite. No, I don't play games. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, got Ritual, um, Brewing Company glass. There's a Sculpin inside here. Now that I'm in Texas, these guys don't know how to fucking make IPAs for some reason. So you got to drink the West Coast style, the Sculpin. That's what I've been doing. Actually, this is like 5 or something. Oh man, it's fucking delicious. Anyway, all right, guys. I had a request for some comparisons. Fly Premium, and he wanted me to compare these to the Leone Sport Orlando's. Okay, this is not a tough comparison in my opinion. You can, I mean, obviously we can compare them glove to glove. So they are both 18-ounce gloves. So that's how I like to roll with 18-ounce gloves. People always complain. Excuse me. Let me change that. There we go. There we go. All right. So people complain that you hit too hard or whatever. We're just sparring, blah blah blah, whatever little bullshit they want to come up with. Anyways, it's always nice to have a good sparring glove, a nice soft 18-ounce. Nobody cries about it because even after they cry about it, you just tell them, hey, dude, I'm wearing 18 ounces, man. Shut the fuck up. Here we go. Leone Sport. Leone Sport, not to be confused with the regular Leone brand, because this one is supposedly handmade. They've gone live a few times, so I tend to believe that they actually make these by hand. Go figure, man. I've seen them do it on the lives. Um, was mine made by hand? I don't know, but you know what? It's a pretty quality glove. The stitching on it is very nice. You can see that it's very nice stitching. Now when using this glove, I got a couple things. Let me move my beer out of the way. Move you over here. Hopefully you don't fall. All right. All right, guys. So the glove is super ridiculously comfortable. Okay. And it's great for opening and closing your hand, which if you're a lot of people like doing that. I actually didn't know I liked doing it until I was able to do it. It's nice when you throw your jab and you come back, you can actually like open your hand up and block pretty good. It's really actually pretty nice. It just feels more natural. It feels like you're boxing without gloves, which is always nice. So getting the rhythm with any bag work. How did I get it? I guess I got it through music, man. Just playing good music that you like, and something that has a nice beat to it that you can actually, you know, flow with. Helps a lot because you can bounce to it, and you just get your rhythm through there. Some people have it, some people don't. But it's a feeling like you get some nice music going. You know what always gets me going? For whatever reason, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, Black and Yellow, that song Black and Yellow, I don't know why that song, it just flows so perfect that I just feel like like I get in a good rhythm right there, and you just get flowing with whatever music it is you like. That's a good tip. A lot of gyms bump music while you're training, so I think maybe that's where it came from. I do a lot of training at home. I play the music that I like to play while I'm training, and it works out great. Coming back to the comparison of Leone Sport. Now, Leone Sport, it like I said, it's really good for opening and closing the fist. Um, the difference is the padding. A lot of it comes down to the padding. Um, Here goes my Fly Premium. And unfairly, this isn't really even broken in all the way because I've been wearing my Donardos so much. But damn, dude, these really the the break-in process for Donardo's a little bit longer. Worth it though. And this one, it just doesn't seem to be as long, but also is pretty worth it. Um, when you are using these flies, they have a really nice way that the fist comes around, and you really land really nice on the knuckles here with the fly. Um, I love that about fly. I really do. Man, sweating, got them alcohol sweats, bro. But anyways, the fly, just the fist that you can make in this glove is just so worth it. And the difference here that's huge that just jumps out when I'm using these, when I'm comparing these two gloves here, is that you have some pop at least out of this glove. Whereas this glove is super comfortable. Yes, it's a little more softer, a little more like feels like it's worn in. Honestly, even more than winning. This glove feels very worn in straight off the bat, like really nice. That's one thing that it has going for it, is that once you get it, it feels like, the break-in process is going to be like one session. The premiums, I've been wearing them, man. I've been really wearing my Donardos, so I want to come out with a nice, solid, um, you know, uh, review of Donardo gloves, because there is not a solid review out there, bro. There's just like reviews that are whatever the fuck. Like, oh, they're nice, but they don't seem, are they worth it? They're only worth it if you can afford it, which is bullshit, bro. And I'll tell you why they're worth it. I'll tell you why they're worth it, but that's coming later. Now, when it comes to the Fly Premium, they don't take long to break in at all, and they don't take that long. They feel really good, but they got pop. These are like a fucking. When I hit the bag with these, I don't get any pop. It's nice and soft, doesn't hurt my hands or anything like that. But it's like a pillow, like a soft pillow. Like you hit it, and there's no satisfaction of connecting good, like like a good connection. So because of that, I kind of lean away from using them because I think they'll be great sparring gloves. I really think these will be some fantastic sparring gloves. If I had gloves dedicated on loan to sparring, these are 18s. Once again, if maybe the 14s are better bag gloves, maybe they're not. I don't know. These are 18s though. These are these are big gloves. Super long cuff too. Like if you see how long this cuff is, actually, let me take. Let me show you guys. The cuff is very long, and I'm not sure that I have other gloves where the cuff is that long. I also don't have the longest arms. If you're like Anthony Joshua, Vitaly Klitschko, and you have long forearms, that's not gonna bother you, man. But when it's me, smaller guy, and let me just for comparison, so it's about. I mean, it's about. Let me see. I can probably compare it. Let me put them down. About right there. It's about an inch and a half longer cuff. Okay, so about an inch and a half longer cuff. You can see I'm trying to put them where the punch surface is at the very top, and you can see where the middle of the wrist is at. Look at how much padding. Why do you need all this padding to go all the way down almost past the wrist? This is right upon the wrist, like right on it, where I would secure it, lock my wrist in, and that's where it would be. This one's pretty much over the wrist area already, and it's kind of like traditional lacing up. Except lacing up is just superior, man. I'm just gonna let's squash that one right now. Lacing up is just a far superior um, way to buy your gloves, honestly. So let's go now to um, obviously the big thing is the pop. There's no pop in this glove, man. This glove right here is it's a fantastic, and these are about very similar priced, so about 400. I'm just gonna say I don't know the exact prices. About 400 US dollars. I'm gonna say about. Okay, this one may be a little higher. This one may be a little lower. I mean, they're about the same price. If you were within budget, you could buy both of these. If your budget's 400 bucks, like you're gonna be able to afford either one. So maybe this one's 40 more dollars that you could save up. Maybe this one's a little bit less. You can get it, or maybe it's a little bit more. Honestly, I can't even think of what the actual prices are on both of these right now, but very similar priced. Okay, both are 18 ounce. Waiting for them. They're both made to order. So this one was maybe a 3 week wait. This one was like a 3 month wait, but that was at the time. And actually, it's worth mentioning that Fly has sent me an email, and the email said that they will no longer just take orders and try to fulfill them. What they're going to do is they're going to open orders at certain times, and then once their orders are kind of caught up with, they're going to open orders back up for until they decide to close them again, I suppose. But what's going on with Fly is they cannot keep up with the demand because you got to order them and then they got to hand make them. And like mine, they said it's going to take 6 weeks. It took 3 months. So it took actually 12 weeks, so double the time that they said. And that was probably a year before that they decided that they just can't keep up anymore. And instead of which I think is a stupid move, in my opinion, it's stupid because now you have a glove, you can't even buy the shit until they tell you can buy it. By that time, you bought some other shit. It's gonna back. I just don't like it. I don't like the business model. I don't like the process of it. I think it's dumb. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I think it's stupid. But Fly has decided that they are going to, um, take orders and then close the orders down, and then you're just closed. There's no getting it until they or open up back up for orders. And right now, guess what? It's closed. So if you want the lightning gloves, like I wanted to buy the lightning gloves, but are they that big of a difference from these premiums? And how long is that going to take? Because these took 3 months. It just wasn't. I didn't even do it. I just can't even buy the lightnings, and they only got two colors. I'm pretty sure at some point they're going to come out with more colors. I'm not going to fuck with them until they have some awesome colors that I want. Right now, I got my Fly Premium, I got my Fly X models. I'm happy with both of those. Now, getting back to comparing these two gloves, um, made to order both of them. These ones will come faster. I'm just going to say it. They're going to come faster. So, now here we go. If you look at the grip bars here in comparison, um, let me see. These grip bars. Okay, so I lined up the grip bars here. So the grip bars are in perfect alignment, and you got the Leone glove is higher, as you can see here. It's a little bit higher up than this glove is. It's just, if you look at it, if you go parallel with it, this one has a little more height, a little more padding on the hand. You can, excuse me, see the fingertips coming down farther also on the Leone gloves. Obviously, if you have longer fingers, bigger hands, these might fit you better. But like I said, if you're going to use them for bag work, I prefer the Fly Premium. Both, as far as sparring is concerned, are fantastic. Um, I haven't sparred with either one, but I can tell you I've sparred a lot, a whole lot. And I can tell you one thing, both of these gloves will work for sparring. I think that this one would be more beneficial to make it a exclusively sparring glove. That's kind of what I've done with it, because the two or three times, I want to say three times, I've used these gloves trying to say, you know what, maybe something was going on. Maybe, let me retry using these on the bag, and really they just don't work, man. They really just don't work. I just they pop like a pillow, man. There's just no pop in them. So, and these are 18 ounce, like I said, 18 ounce, maybe a 14-ounce pops, maybe a 16-ounce pops, maybe a 12-ounce will pop. But an 18-ounce Leone Sport Orlando handmade glove from Italy, this thing just does not pop on the bag. And it's really a shame, because I mean, they're very comfortable and very worn in. The leather is very soft, very supple. And not to say that this leather isn't very soft and supple. It's soft, but it's not as supple. So it's like you can't move your hand as freely until you actually break this glove in. Once you break this glove in nicely, which honestly I haven't even broken it in that nicely. I've probably used it. I probably use it a good 10 times for workouts on the heavy bag. And are they? The one thing I do like about them, they smell great. They have a good, nice, high quality smell, but also they're just comfortable. Once you get going, I mean, these things are just so comfortable. And I like that. And the Leone, same thing. These are fantastic. They're comfortable, but no pop on the bag makes me want to just use them for sparring. So I kind of got them sitting there. These probably went 4 times on the bag, And that was just because the first time I was like, you know what, these are exclusive sparring gloves. But I kept trying because I'm like, let me give them another shot. Let me keep trying because I kind of owe it to the channel to try and give you guys a good review on this. But it kind of sputtered out between my shoulder injuries and this just feeling like a pillow when it hits the bag, like just no pop, no satisfaction when you're hitting it. And it's a rough glove to try and use. It's almost frustrating, because you're cracking the bag, you're not getting that satisfying pop that you want. Kind of sucks. Like it's a bummer sometimes. Like it actually like is a bummer. Very soft, but almost overly soft. These at least have pop. You crack the bag and you hear it, and it's satisfying. And I guarantee these will be just really nice for sparring as well. I mean, these are 18 ounce, just like the Orlando. So it's apples for apples as far as that's concerned. And these just have a great feel. I mean, I can't say enough how good of a fist you can make with these and how you can really land on the knuckles. You're landing right on this part of your knuckles, which just is fantastic. I mean, even winning, sometimes I feel like I'm landing on this part of my knuckles, and I don't like that. I want to land here, right on this. Boom. I want to. I often think like Wolverine. Wolverine has the claws that come out in between his fingers, his knuckles. So if you're Wolverine and you got your blades coming out in between your knuckles, they have to go straight from the bone, come straight out, right? If you watch the movie, they come straight out, or if you read the comic, whatever you want to say, they come straight out. So when you throw your punch, you want to land it as the knives go in and come straight out. Do you want to land? I mean, yeah, there's a lot of punching through things sometimes, but like throwing a jab, land it and come straight out. You want to just stab them and come straight out the hole that you went in. So when I think of it that way, I just love the way that these position your fist. They really position it in a good way that really you can land on these knuckles, and man, it just feels good. And you get a nice satisfying pop. So that's really the big, and it just overshadows everything else. It overshadows everything else where, yes, these feel more worn in. They're very comfortable. I mean, I say they're more comfortable out of the box? Yes. But over time, I like the way these position your fist better. Not that these aren't comfortable and will position your fist however you wear them in. And you can really just position your fist however you need to with these Leone Sports. They're fantastic gloves. I'll give them that. But I would probably exclusively, like I said, use them for sparring. Great leather on there. Is it as good as DiNardo's leather? I'd say no, because it's not as thick, in my opinion. It is thick though. It's just not as thick, and it's soft. DiNardo's leather is a little bit more durable, I'd say. And not that I beat the crap out of this to say, hey, this isn't durable, but DiNardo's leather takes a minute to kind of get it worn in. But once it's worn in, it is like beautiful, man. It's just, I love it. Um, I've often said Reyes has the best leather just because I love it. It smells good. And once you wear it in, it's like really good. Those of you who have worn Reyes gloves, I mean, they're really good. As far as protective, I can't choose between which one would be more. They're both, I would say, equally as protective. I wouldn't say one's more than the other. So you can see there the position of fist on this is actually curled over more, whereas this one, the Fly Premium, isn't. But once you get your fingers in there, I swear it's like these, you can curl them more than this glove. This glove's kind of has that, if you can kind of see it, it's kind of got that where you are kind of, you have to, if you want to get it over, you got to, move your fist in position. You can see right there that that's how it looks. And that's with your knuckles, here where you would land. Not to say it's hard to go ahead and turn it over and get your knuckles to land correctly, but these ones, yeah, they kind of are like this. But man, as soon as you get your fingertips in this, there's nothing to stop your fingertips from really pulling this piece, this piece right here is just nothing. It's just a piece of leather. You can just pull it down, and this piece that ties the leather to the palm piece of leather here is, it just fitted perfectly in these grooves of your fingers, and you can just fold that thing over so easily that it's just amazing. Honestly, I would pick Fly Premium over the Leonardo. I'm sorry, the Leone Sport, not Leonardo. The fuck am I talking about? So the Leone Sport, do I like them? Yes. I would rather prefer them for sparring only. These you could use them for sparring and bag work. So for the purposes of comparison, I would say buy these. Buy the Fly Premium. They're just better. Overall, if you're just going to use them for sparring, you could pick these up, same price. But if it's me, if I'm picking one or the other, if they said you can have this or you can have that, I would say, give me this. So there you go. I want to do one more comparison. I've been asked a few. Just picked up from Underground Athletics. They are amazeballs in quality. Now, which gloves are you talking about, Keith? I'm not sure which gloves you're talking about. The Flies, or are you talking about the Leones? Both are good, like I said, and both of mine are 18s. The Fly and 12. Okay, so the Fly, I don't know. I don't have any 12s. I have some 18s and I have 16s. So these premiums are an 18 because I want to use them in sparring. So that's why I have those in 18. And also just, I kind of have a lot of gloves in 18. And if I'm going to compare, I want it to be apples to apples. I don't want to say, well, these are 16s and these are 18s, which I really like the 18s for sparring. Might as well just use them for bags. Now, moving on to Grant versus New Sporting. So I've been asked about this. People have asked me the question, does New Sporting make Grant gloves? And they think that because it's got the triple cuff there and it's got the 3 colors on the thumb. And when you're looking online, you can't really tell the difference. But I'll tell you right now, I will say no. No. New Sporting does not make Grant. And I am pretty confident about that. Now, here are the 2 gloves. You can see a really flat profile on these Grant gloves. I mean, they don't even look the same from the side here. You can see the curvature of the New Sporting glove as compared to the, not as curved Grant glove. Now, one thing I didn't like right off the bat with the Grant glove, this piece of leather right here for the thumb, right off the bat was uncomfortable. It was very tight. So it was kind of necessary to try and break these gloves in. So I did. I actually had to try to break these gloves in, where you know, other gloves were just much more comfortable um, when it comes to the thumb fitting and nicely. But uh, they're not even as broken in as they could be. I'm actually kind of preserving them because I had one person, I had put them up on eBay for like kind of the same. The thing is with eBay is that they charge you for putting it on eBay. And so you have to overcharge for what you got, especially when it's something like this, where if you want it, I'll sell it to you, but you're going to pay for it. I want my money back. And these are custom. And how long do they take? They take about 3 months. But it's kind of a pain in the ass hassle to get a hold of them, email them back and forth, get the colors right, and then wait for your product, the way that it is. So it's a pain in the ass. If you want your gloves right off of eBay and you want legit Grant gloves, you're gonna fucking pay for it, bro. And that's just the way it is. I want my money back, and I want whatever eBay is gonna pay me. Not they're gonna pay me. They're gonna charge me to post on eBay. It's a percentage, and it's a lot. So I want that money, and I want my money back. So I put them up for a hefty price, and one person was interested. So I kind of was like, all right, bro. I already took them down, and I decided not to sell them, but I will sell them to that one person only because he was interested in it, and I did have it up, and he did inquire about it. So in that regard, I will honor my word, and I will sell it to him when and if he's ever ready for it. So I'm somewhat preserving them, but they are somewhat enough worn. Like I kind of wore them enough to where that piece is no longer uncomfortable. It fits really good for me. And the issue is right now that with my right hand, my forearm is torn. So I got to be careful when when I'm using gloves or just taking it easy and not being able to train I have to have 2 days of rest in between training. So this part of my forearm from like right here, my elbow down here, like right, one of those is just torn. It's just a pain in the ass to deal with. So I've been somewhat preserving these, and I haven't been using them as much, but they do get the comfort, but they don't. These are more comfortable out of the box. Um, I'll say that much. The stitching's not the same. The way that they look's not the same. Look at the thumb is not the same. They have 3 colors, yes, but look how fat the thumb is on the new Sporting, and it's a little more slim on this one. Nothing about it says that it was manufactured the same. Look at the leather, the way it's strapped to the knuckle area. You can't really see because the new Sporting's black, but it's thicker. It's not stitched the same. The leather doesn't look the same. It's just not the same. I'll just say that it's just not the same. Grant is not made by New Sporting. I'm confident of that. These gloves are not made by the same person or the same factory or the same company or anything. Maybe once upon a time, New Sporting made Grant, but they don't anymore. The cuff is long on Grant. These are long, not as long though. So I'm just gonna say that I'm just gonna leave it at that. But out of the box, I like New Sporting better. But now we'll say the metallic leather on New Sporting does show some wear. You can see there. See, that's from a couple rounds of sparring in the cage where my hands did go up against the cage trying to pressure somebody, but look at what the damage it did. Just a couple rounds. And these I have not sparred with them, but I've been using them on the bag, and they should have some wear, whereas they really don't have any wear. They're really nice, and I'm like I said, I'm preserving them right now. So, um, as far as man, if I was to choose between these two, if you told me you can only have New Sporting or you can have Grant, which one did you want? I'd probably go with New Sporting just because of the price difference and the value, like what you get. Is this worth, this is like $1,000, you know, basically $1,000. These are about, man, I want to say I paid 230, 240 for these. I think these are more worth 240 than these are worth 1,000. So because of that big, huge price difference, I would prefer these, and they're comfortable, and they're nice, and they're soft for people that you're sparring with. Will appreciate it and all that. Not saying that I don't know. These just don't feel like they would be as forgiving. It feels like a lot of the weight is right here in your wrist in these little bumps. Not saying these don't have nothing. They do have bump. They do have padding here too, but I just feel like they have more thought out padding on these, whereas these are they're comfortable, or they're nice, they're good. Are they worth 1,000? I would say no. These are worth every bit of the 250 or $300 that I paid for them. I would, these are worth 300 bucks for sure. They're nice. Um, don't get metallic when you're going with New Sporting. So that goes for Bryant Boxing and Salvador. So Salvador, Bryant Boxing, New Sporting. I would not get leather that is metallic on your punch surface. If you want it on your thumb, that's fine. You're probably not gonna get all beat up right here. But look at your punch surface and get a nice solid color. I have a baby blue New Sporting glove that is fantastic. It already had some scratching in it when I bought it, but I would prefer it because look at after a couple rounds of sparring, look at the damage done to this glove. I mean, it's a nice glove though. I mean, I had the confidence to take this glove to the gym, and it was a Muay Thai class, so it wasn't even a boxing class; it was Muay Thai. But we put the boxing on those fools. Um, they get worried to kick when you throw a straight right hand down the pipe. Every time they move their hips to kick, I'll give you guys that tip right now. Every time they move their hips, then they're going to kick you right down the pipe. Boom, with your backhand. So if you're left-handed, your left hand. If you're right-handed, your right hand. Come straight down as soon as you see them move their hips. Straight as just as quick as you can. Doesn't necessarily have to be the hardest punch, but they are going to be somewhat off balance. And when you pop them nice with that straight right hand, if it's your backhand, or your straight left hand, if it's your backhand, they will think twice. They're going to start doing the feint thing. And then every time they do the feint thing, jab them as fast as you can. Because that at least you will have your back foot solid on the ground. And when you throw the jab, at least if he does react to it in whatever way, you got your legs underneath you. Whereas when you throw the right hand as hard as, like when you throw your backhand, you do have, your weight hopefully loaded on your front leg that you can spring back and counter if you need to. But with the jab, you definitely you have the right hand ready to go and counter. Whereas, with the right hand, now your power hand is forward, and if you got to come back, it's going to be a check hook or something with your front hand, which is not as powerful. So I would say, when they start throwing their feints or whatever, boom, you throw your jab. And if they start, getting a beat on that jab to the head, throw it down to the body. Because even that, bow, you throw it hard right in the solar plexus area. I mean, you're just gonna fumble them up, dude. I do it all. I mean, that's what I do, bro. So when you are there in that instance, if you are in that instance, hard, fast jabs, Anytime when you're in Muay Thai, when they load their hips, whack, you throw it. I mean, just you train yourself to react within a split second. I mean, within milliseconds. When they load those hips, whack, you go. You go. It's all go and no bullshit. And eventually you'll see them react to that, and they may even be looking to counter that. When you see them looking to counter, that's when you throw down to the body. Then you start shooting in your leg kicks, and it's all chess game. Depending on how advanced is the guy you're going with. But you know that's just a little tip with Muay Thai people. They love to fuck with you because they think you're just a boxer. But even if you're just a boxer, there are ways to mess with their heads. they think they're just going to be able to low kick you and you're not going to know what to do. As soon as they load the hips or whatever, that also you got to be careful for that low kick. The front lead low kick is very fast and they don't telegraph any of it. So you be prepared for that. Keep your feet close together. Don't be all wide stance like some of these crazy boxers. All right, so let me see. I got some comments here. Like the press you were talking about your like the piece you let me see. Like the piece you were talking about your grants. Yeah, that's true, man. Do you feel like fly pinches your thumb? My fly X pinches my thumb, but I haven't really broken them in yet. Like the thumb area where the leather strip runs through, that's pretty tight. No, keep using them, bro. Trust me. I have straight up fat hands, bro. Look at these hands. I have fat hands, and the Fly X, they just I mean, couple uses, you'll get them. You'll get them right. Those Fly X, I love them. So I mean, I just love those gloves. I had some grants when they were still available on ringside, and I'm wondering if they got seconds. The pro fight gloves were more protective than the trainers. The pro bag gloves were pretty nice. Yeah, so these are training gloves. They do ask you, do you want fight gloves? What kind of gloves is it? These are actually 18-ounce training gloves. So this is what I can speak on. I can't speak on their fight gloves. A lot of people use their fight gloves. There's a orthopedic foam you can get. If you want metallic leather, it's like $200 more. So, F all that noise. I was like, yeah, just give me the regular blue, because I wanted the metallic blue, and I even wanted like maybe some sparkling in it. But they were like, yeah, that's going to cost $200 to $400 more depending on what you want to do. And I'm like, you know what? Just give me the regular blue. It's already $1,000. That's getting there. All right. New Sporting or TM Torres or Grant. The thing with Torres, Boxio TM is what he's talking about. They have different padding availabilities, and I only have the padding that's I believe it's just a latex padding, so it's very similar to Reyes. That same padding, that latex padding, that's the only one that I have. The Boxio TM, and they're nice. I mean, they're very compact. They're 16s and they feel like 12s. That's how compact they are, and they're very nice. I mean, I really like them. They're in my keepers section, so I have some that I wouldn't mind getting rid of, and then I have some that I'm just gonna keep, and I'm not getting rid of any of it. Which all of these, with exception to these, because I have two pairs of them. I have a baby blue punch surface. These ones I wouldn't mind selling them, but the other ones, and 170, you pay shipping. If you're interested, that's just what it is. As for anybody who's even going to ask, those would be the only ones that I would sell. Give me a second here. Yeah, that's nice. All right, now Fly Premium not for sale. Grant not for sale. Orlando's not for sale. So, there's all that. TM New Sporting or Grant. if I had a gun to my head, New Sporting. I really like New Sporting. I love the way it, the only gripe is that it's got that metallic here, but my other one doesn't. So I really do like them. Um, got these from the boxing collector. Ooh, man, these just are so protective, so comfortable, and they look great. They just don't have a really nice name brand, but they fit so nice and snug around your hands. Your fist positioning is great. The only thing is you can't really stretch your hand out that far. You can stretch it out far, but not as I'm they're good. They're good enough. So I'll say that they're good enough. But man, these are really nice, especially when you're throwing down. Um, you're not thinking about your gloves. You're just throwing down, and then afterwards, obviously, I'm like, oh, my glove has a little scratch on it. Like whatever. But when I was throwing down, man, I didn't have any. I wasn't thinking the thumb's too tight. The fist doesn't feel good. Uh, when I land, my fist hurts. Nothing. Wrist bends back. Which is really where you want to get to, guys. So for me, and I think for most people, you don't want to think about your equipment when you're using it. That's the whole point. Is you want something that is high quality enough that when you're using it, you don't have anything to complain about, right? So you're not like, oh, this thing pinches my thumb, or my fingers compartment isn't comfortable, or my hand can't move this way, because that's the kind of shit that gives you an excuse when you're sparring and when you're training hard, and when you got your hours in the gym and gets all sweaty, you're hurting, you're dying. Your focus needs to be on getting better, becoming a better boxer, a better Muay Thai specialist, better at MMA, if that's your thing. Whatever it is, your focus should not be on my gloves are tearing apart. My gloves don't feel good. My fist doesn't feel good when I'm clenching it. The padding's not right, or whatever the fuck. It doesn't feel tight around my hand. Whatever that little shit is in your mind, it's just messing with you, because you're thinking, if I wasn't thinking about that piece of equipment, I could be more focused on my fighting. And that's just all you want to do, is focus on your fighting. You just want to focus on your strategy, whatever. Bam, you land. It felt great. You have no excuse, man. And as a matter of fact, sometimes you're done with your sparring and you think to yourself, man, when I landed that punch, it felt so good. I love this equipment. That's what all of us are ultimately looking for that satisfaction, that when you land and when you bring it back, or when you're blocking and throwing and you're sweating and everything's going great, you take off your equipment, you put your glove dogs in, or whatever you want to do. Hopefully you're not just throwing your shit around because you're just going to tear it up, if that's what you're doing. But for those of us who care about our equipment, wiping it down, whatever, blah, 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 you're looking at it, you're putting it in the bag, putting your glove dogs in, and you're just thinking to yourself, you know what, man? These are awesome. These are awesome gloves. And that's the way I feel when I'm using something like this. Any of these gloves that I'm talking about here, the flies, I think to myself, damn, the way that I'm able to close my fists, and when I'm in there and I'm just getting down, and when I'm landing, and it feels so good landing on that part of my knuckle, and I'm thinking about it afterwards. I'm not thinking about it during. That's the stuff that makes you crazy. That's the I've for years, when I was training mixed martial arts, that's the stuff that would drive me crazy. Like, my stuff would be good for a couple months, and then after 3 months, I got that thing in the back of my head. This doesn't feel right. It's tearing apart on the inside. My fingers are tearing apart the inside. The stuffing's coming out. They stink. Um, they're getting destroyed. The padding is coming apart from inside of it. Whatever it is, it's in the back of your head, and you don't want that. You don't want any excuse. You just want to get better. And to remove all those excuses is to get the right equipment, get the right mouth guard, headgear, your gloves, your shin guards, your shorts, hell, my underwear. I have to have my Under Armour, underwear, boxer briefs, so my legs aren't rubbing or whatever. That's what your ultimate goal is. You want to be very happy with your equipment. That's where you're getting to. So let's see, what's the difference between the padding and the punch surface? I mean, there's padding everywhere on the glove. So, getting back to my point here, when you're using your gloves for just boxing, you're not thinking about the padding here because you don't need it. You don't need that padding. But start doing mixed martial arts and start catching kicks, and that shin is going to hit this part of your hand. It hurts, bro. So, like a lot of the Muay Thai gloves, they got little padding right here. So just little, you're talking about little nuanced things like this that that's what the difference is between the padding here on your punch surface, which is very, it's different. It goes from here, you might have one padding here on the back of your hand, and then maybe it transitions into 3 pads here. For Torres Medina, they have different padding options. So you can get the orthopedic padding or, polyurethane with latex or latex only. You can get a 3-layer padding. You can get different paddings. They make different noises. They're better for sparring or they're better for the bag. There really is a big difference. Otherwise, we would all just buy the same gloves because we would be like, there's no difference. We'll just buy the cheapest piece of shit that's out there, right? There's no difference. Who cares? This channel is geared towards people who give a shit, who care about the value of what they're buying. Are you gonna? Maybe you are spending $1,000. Maybe you're not spending $1,000. Maybe your budget's $200. $200's a fantastic budget because there's a lot of competition going on there, and you want the best value for your money. And padding has almost everything to do with that. You got stitching, you got your construction, who's making it, where it's made, position of fist. A lot of different things go into what you're looking for in a glove. What are you using it for? Like I said, are you using it for Muay Thai also? I use these for Muay Thai, and they weren't bad. There's nothing here, but I can't complain about it. I don't think I had any issues with it. And I'm one of those, what I like to do is I like to hit when somebody does a front, they try to teep kick you in the stomach, whatever. I like to hit that shit down. I like, as soon as they come up with the straight leg, bah, I hit it down. So, I mean, I do use this front part of this, but there's a difference there. Let's see. Oh man, this guy. Somebody's asking me. You think Sabas is good, and what about Casanova? I just caught that out of the glimpse of my eye. I'm trying to go in order here, but he said Casanova. I love. You know what? I am willing to say that my favorite Mexican-made glove is Casanova, and I didn't think it would be. I never thought that would be the case, but it just is. I love, it looks like a big, bulky, pillowy kind of glove that wouldn't be as comfortable, but it really is. It's just a fantastic glove. I'd say like I said, it's just it is my favorite Mexican-made glove. Just the construction of it, man. I just really like it. I don't, as goofy as it looks and everything, because I just thought it looked goofy. It's a goofy looking glove. It's got these big pads right here on the wrist, and just seems like it just wouldn't be as good of a glove as the New Sporting or the Grant or the Reyes or any of that stuff. But that's all crap. When you put your hand in it, the damn thing is solid. Like the padding on the siding actually stabilizes your wrist, and the padding on the knuckles is actually fantastic. And when you're using it, you're like, damn, like these are awesome, which is what I'm talking about previously. You know, you use them on the bag, pop, pop, pop. They pop really nice. When you're using them in sparring, you're cracking, and you're not even thinking about it till after it's over, and you're like, damn, like you know what? You know, after it's all said and done, and you're taking the gloves off and you're pulling your wraps off, you're like, you know what? I like these. You know, that's when you start thinking about it, and you're like, man, these were really like solid gloves. I didn't feel any kind of discomfort in my wrist. When you pop, like your wrist was solid, nice and locked in. Um, Nice padding when you're blocking, throwing. It didn't feel heavy. Just damn, dude. Like those just fantastic gloves, man. Honestly, and I think that they're called Nikali now. Nikali made Casanova, or it's the same company or something like that. And if you look at them, they look very similarly constructed. I don't have any Nikali gloves, but I do believe that is the same company. And if you buy Nikali gloves, you're basically getting the Casanova gloves. That's what I think. Have I trained with the Bayonet, the premiums? Man, those are good gloves too, man. Yes, I have. I've trained with them. I think I don't like them as much for sparring, and you know, that's just me being courteous because those are streamlined gloves and they have horsehair. I have the stigma, like I think most people, that horsehair is a little more harsh on my sparring partners, and when I have so many gloves I can choose from, what's the point of using a horsehair glove when I have other gloves that are not going to put any animosity towards me and my sparring partner, which I've gotten before, and I just don't, I try to avoid it now. So that's my piece on that. uh let's see. Mr. Panch, wet shaving. Oh, nice. Okay, wet shaving guy in here. Nice. Who you got? Teofimo versus Taylor. You think Teo is mentally broken? Nah, he's too young to be mentally broken. You know, as much as I've seen Josh Taylor, he's more of a technical boxer. Teofimo, if he fights the way he did against Lomachenko, then I think he can win that fight. Because what he did against Lomachenko was just pressure, and he just threw him off. I really think that he just came with so much pressure that Lomachenko thought at some point he's going to get a beat on him, and he's going to, figure it out, and he's just going to outbox him. But when you have so much pressure, the way Teofimo put it on Lomachenko, by the time you figure it out, he's already got 7 rounds. Like, damn, bro, you can't wait till the 8th round to start trying to fucking get this thing figured out. And he didn't make that same mistake with Haney, Lomachenko. That was a good fight. That was a back and forth fight all the way to the end. And the only thing I would say, because I scored the fight live on Instagram, down the line I scored it. Each round I scored it. And my scorecard read 114 to 114, even fight. So when I score an even fight, that means I don't give a fuck who won. It could have went either way to me. Now, my problem is that a lot of people think Lomachenko was robbed, whereas I don't think he was robbed. If he would have won that 12th round, he would have gotten a draw. He would have gotten a majority draw. But he laid back in that 12th round, and that is what his problem was, and he fucked up. And he should have never let Haney win that 12th round, because he was winning the 10th and the 11th. He had control of that fucking fight, and he knew he had it. So why did he let off on the 12th round? That is his fault. He crying and all that shit. That's a bunch of bullshit. He should have put it on his ass in the 12th round instead of letting Haney win that 12th round. Because I had had he won the 12th round in my card, 115 to 113 to Lomachenko. But on the judge's card, if he would have won that round, that would have been a majority draw. So I blame it on Lomachenko. He had the fight. He had him figured out, and he laid off on the 12th round, and that is his fault. He shouldn't have done that shit. And that's the reason Lee Haney won that fight. Anyways, now let's move on, because that's a big thing. And as far as Teofimo goes, I think he's going to win tonight, honestly. The other guy's good. Josh Taylor, he's a fantastic technical boxer, but I think Teal's gonna put that young pace on him, and I think he's gonna win it. But he got caught slipping on that last fight. All right. They were less than 200 when Ringside still sold them. Oh, that the grants? Yeah, they're pricey. Can you compare Hit and Move All Day with the winnings and Fly Premium next time you live? I mean, I can somewhat compare them now. The Hit and Move are very like solid. Like you put them in and it kind of feels like your hand is set where it is. Nice. I mean, protective as hell. Winning are fantastic. Winning are more comfortable, and they just are so durable. I can't speak to the durability of Hit and Move because I haven't used them in the same fashion in which I've used Winning. Whereas Winning, I had my winnings for like 4 or 5 years, sparred with them a few times, and then I ended up selling them. And I mean, I sold them for more than what I paid for them. But I take care of my shit. You know, they look brand new. They're not broken as far as the padding's not broken down, and I had them for 5 years. But I also had a rotation where there were gloves I straight up destroyed. But, you know, that it is what it is. As far as Fly Premium, I mean, I haven't worn them that much. I've sparred with them twice. They're great gloves. I mean, they're fantastic gloves. There's only a few gloves I like more than the Fly Premiums. So I think they're good. I think they edge Winning. Hit and Move, they're fantastic gloves. You can use them for training and you can use them also for sparring. They're just more like kind of set as far as when you put your hands in them. It's almost like you're putting them into a pre-molded cast. But they're good fist, shape, and you're using them, and they're kind of like, they feel cheap, but they're nice. They're still nice. Like they're very protective, and they do everything you need them to. So if I was going to compare all those three, I'd say Fly Premium are my preferred choice of those three. And then second, Winning, and then obviously Hit and Move are not bad gloves if that's your price range, and they're not bad choice. I'm telling you that. I should collaborate with Fit to Box and C Squared. I actually talk to Fit to Box often. We go back and forth. He watches my videos. I watch his videos. He gives me tips, pointers, things like that. I am a fan of his videos. There's things that I wouldn't do if I had the platform that he has, and I had the resources he has, which he has a whole gym of fighters. So he can put some gloves through a lot of training and a lot of just use. He can just give someone some gloves and say, I want you to use these gloves, and I want you to report to me what you think about them. I can't do that. I have to use these gloves, and my shoulders are, with my shoulder injuries, it just sucks. It takes too long. It takes a long time, so I can't pump out the content the way he can. And he gets stuff before it comes to market, which, you're the number one YouTube review channel. You get that shit. And even if I was to get the stuff early, I have so much shit. That's the problem. It's like you start collecting shit and you start kind of getting your thing going. By the time people want to give you shit for free, you already have more than you could possibly need, and that happened to me also when I was doing the wet shaving thing. I used to show how to use a straight razor and how to use the brush, and that's a thing that I enjoy doing. Using the brush, creating the lather, getting it on there, using a straight razor, and showing people how to do all that. And by the time people want you to review their shit and they want to send you stuff, you got shit just falling out of the bathroom. I mean, it's just too much stuff to even have. And then the same thing with the boxing gloves. Nobody's ever offered me to give me boxing gloves or anything like that. I did think about having a like either a some kind of GoFundMe or a way that you can you know fund the channel, and I would buy whatever you guys want reviewed, and I would review it and do a giveaway. That's what I was thinking to do. Um, that way everybody puts in $5 and potentially you could get a pair of gloves or whatever. Whoever put in on the GoFundMe, I would enter you into the raffle, and then I would use them for whatever 6 weeks or whatever the fuck, and then I would take them and raffle them to whoever put into the pot. I just thought that would be a good idea because I can't afford to keep buying these things. I afforded what I could afford, and now I'm pretty much done. I can't afford no more. I had a baby, which came out of nowhere, Like I moved to Texas. I did a lot. I sold my house, moved to Texas, bought another house, and within like 2 months of having my new house, I had bought all my gloves. I'd paid for them. I'm waiting for the custom orders to come in. And then my wife's like, "Yeah, guess what? I'm pregnant and we're gonna have another baby." So now I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, this shit has to stop." So I had to stop. That's the reason. So now I'm thinking, how could I fund it? It is what it is. I have every pretty much the top stuff. So whatever. As far as collaborating with them, Simon, uh, you know, Simon is a little more easy to get a hold of than actually than Carlo is. Me and Carlo back and forth a little bit here and there, but I don't think he even knows of my channel, or if he does, he's never told me that he knows of my channel. But we follow each other on Instagram, whatever. I comment stuff, he comments back, but he has never actually acknowledged that he knows me from my channel or that he's ever watched anything from my channel. It seems like he's a busy person that not saying he nothing bad about him. He's I'm sure he's you know he does a lot of training. He's a busy person. He has his own career. He's into cars. He does a lot of car show stuff, and he's a busy person. He has kids, whatever, a wife. So I understand that he's a busy person. Simon has a boxing gym, so he's kind of more engulfed in the boxing, you know, community. Not to say Carlo isn't, but I'm just saying that Carlo's very busy. When you comment on Carlo, he tries to hit you back, but it's always like a one or two line, like yeah or whatever or what. He just real quick with everything, tries to get through it and does what he can. I don't think he necessarily picks out and says, "Hey, this is this guy and he has this channel." I don't have a big following, which is fine. It's fine with me. I don't care. I don't do it for people to like and follow and shit. If you want to like and follow, that's fine. Fantastic. But I'm going to tell you straight up what I think. And I bought all my shit myself. And all of this is my money. This is my money. Then nobody paid me. Grant did not pay me for this shit. They didn't send me shit. Nobody sends me shit. Nobody gives me shit. I buy it with my money that I earned, and I take that and I give it to you. What I'm telling you, the straight real deal. Nobody's influencing me to say, "Hey, you know what? I'm giving you these. Wink, wink. Tell everybody what you think about it." No, bro. I'm gonna tell you if it's a piece of shit glove. I'm gonna tell you it's a piece of shit glove. Or if you're a piece of shit company and I don't like you, then you're a piece of shit company and I don't like you. And that is what it is. All right. So you think Sabas is good, and what about Casanova? Already answered that. Sabas, I used to like them because they're very comfortable, but they're not durable. So I've just, to tell you the truth, I've ran through so many Sabas gloves because I liked them because of the comfortability. But man, they're, if I was using one pair of Sabas gloves, they probably would only last me 3 months because I'll just destroy them. So that's just the real deal on that. Casanova, I already told you what I think about that Casanova. I love them. Love them. My favorite Mexican glove. And that is saying a lot. That's saying more than Reyes, and I love Reyes. Reyes is like my fucking. Once you break in Reyes gloves, especially the red ones for some reason, those gloves are awesome. I love them too. But I like Casanova even better. What do I think about the brand Salvador boxing gloves, or have you owned a pair? I actually have two pairs of Salvador gloves. I have the horsehair training gloves, and I have custom 18-ounce sparring gloves. Now the gloves that I have, they're just they don't have the horsehair in them, so they're the custom made Salvador gloves that I have. I'm not sure what kind of foam they use. Is it polyurethane? I want to say, but it's a foam only. It's no horsehair. Now they are not good on bags. They are solid sparring glove only type gloves. But the horsehair ones, psh, dude, they pop. Those suckers pop when you're using them, man. I love them. I love them on the bags. When I'm using them on the bags, pow, 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 like they're loud. That was one thing I liked about Sabas. They have good pop on the Pro Series. Let's see. Heck yeah, on pressure. I just rewatched the first Maidana and Mayweather match. Oh, I got a couple. Could have legit won the first 5 rounds. I think he blew it. He blew his wad when Mayweather could work better. That was one of those fights. I was a little bit younger. I wasn't as experienced as a boxer. And I thought Maidana won that fight. I haven't since rewatched and scored because there's times where I'm like, you know what? I need to watch this fight and I need to score the fight. And in my mind frame, watching the footwork, watching who's better, who I think won the round, stuff like that. Because when you're talking about a fight, a 12-round boxing match, such as the Lomachenko Haney fight, a lot of people put more weight in the 10th and 11th round that Lomachenko won because he won them so one-sidedly that they forget that the 5th round that Haney won was very one-sided, and Haney won a lot of rounds early, and not even a ton. They went back and forth, but he won 2 rounds in a row the same way that Lomachenko won 10 and 11. Not in the same exact way, I would say, if you were going to compare them. But the point of my argument is that rounds are scored 10-9. Okay? When it's the 5th round and you score it 10-9, and then the 6th round 10-9. Now, when you get to the 10th and 11th round, you don't go, well, it's the 10th round, so I'm going to score it 10-8, or I'm going to score it 11-9. There's no more weight in the 11th or 10th round than there is in the first round, second round, third round, fourth round. Every round is a 10-9 round when there's no knockdowns. Now, if you want to tip the scale, if Lomachenko really wanted to tip the scale, he needed a knockdown. He needed to beat him up so damn bad that they just had to say, bro, that's a 10-8 round. I don't give a fuck, But he didn't do that. And he didn't fight for that 12th round, which really is what screwed him up. So, that's my that people got to think about that, man. Yes, if you're looking at the fight if they're fighting to the death and one man was more dead than the other in the end, maybe I could see your argument. But the problem is you're scoring 10 and 11 as if they're more valuable than 5 and 6 or 4 and 5. Not so. Not so in boxing. Boxing, 10-9, 10-9. hey, guess what? This guy got 10-9, 10-9 here. He merely made up for the 2 early rounds that Haney took from him. Was it later in the fight and it's a fight to the death? If that was true, he should have won that 12th round, and he didn't. He didn't win the 12th round. If he would have won that 12th round, I'd say, all right, yeah, he got robbed. That's not drunk talk. That's real talk. All right. Let's see. Yes, the Grants feels cheap. That's exactly what I don't get Pakistani gloves for. All right. Keith, I feel you, bro. Now we got Lobito's boxing breakdowns. Yeah, that's a great point. I'm not sure which one he was talking about. I ordered the Phenom mitt. Ooh, I'm not a big mitt orderer, but I do like my mitts. I have the my daughter's 7, so I have the Everlast, like barely even there. Like I forgot what they're called. They're like Panther or Python mitts or some shit like that. They're nice for little kids. And then for older people, if I do decide, if ever the occasion comes up, I have the Tidal Gel curved mitt, and I really like them. But with my shoulders being so damaged, it's kind of hard to hold mitts for people. He just got the RB50s from Rival. I try to stay away from Rival, but Rival is actually a decent company. The only problem I have with them is that they use Chinese labor, which I have a moral problem with, which, it doesn't necessarily mean they're a bad company or anything, but my morals just don't allow me to really invest in Rival stuff. It's kind of why I refuse to get on Rival train. I did buy the RB10s, which I recently sold, so I don't even have them anymore. But I bought them because I wanted a glove like that was just for bag work and had anything that could stop my hands from getting fucked up while I'm using doing bag work, especially on that Nazo bag, which is very solid. I will take it because now I have the Phenom ones that are more lace up style, and I like the lace up better. So the Phenom ones that have the very similar to the RB10s and the RB50s, they have that layer of gel that solidifies when you strike. All right, so moving on. My brother sent me the Pro. Don't know what that means. Message retracted. My brother sent me the Pro Last Wrecking Ball to the Philippines. Oh, nice. I live here now, but I'm from San Diego. What do you think about Phenoms? Oh, I mean, I have the Phenom SG202s, and I have the Phenom gloves with the padding on there, and I really like those. I like the SG202s as well. I have them 18 ounce. They're the purple and silver ones, which are my high school football colors. So a little special place in my heart. I can't let them go. But they are actually also really nice gloves for sparring and for bag work. Honestly, you can use them for anything. But I did buy them for bag work mostly. Oh yeah, so Phenom, I like them. Neil Springser says, "Hell yeah, that pop." I mean, who doesn't like the pop? Yes, it takes a while to break in Reyes, but when they do, they are effing great. My bro had a pair in 16 white he used as a title boxing trainer. Broke them in, and I was all puppy dog-eyed about them. Oh, dude, Reyes. I got a special place in my heart for Reyes. The all red Reyes. Now, if you notice something about Reyes, is something I noticed. I don't know if anyone else has noticed. Most of the Reyes training gloves, the traditional style with the lace. Now, if you get blue, they have, I believe, a black inside of the thumb. Okay. And there's yellow, and they have a black inside of the thumb. But then there's other gloves that have a white inside of the glove. Okay. Hear me out. Okay. Look at all the colors of Reyes gloves. Only one glove is solid throughout, and that's the red glove. And that red glove that I bought from Reyes was an 18 ounce training glove, and actually I still got it in my closet right now, even though I had it up for sale, and I would sell them. They've had them for 5 years, The label's getting a little bit worn, but they are not broken down. They're worn in to the point where you want them like that. They're so supple and pliable. They're so nice. They're at the perfect point right now. But my point is, I feel like when I bought the blue Reyes gloves, they have a different color of leather in the thumb on the inside. For whatever reason, I feel like it's a different leather. Like that red leather was like smelled up my entire house with leather smell. And it's almost like a goat skin, soft, supple leather that was not used on the blue ones that I recently got. And I was kind of bummed out about that. But I'm not sure if it has anything to do with the inner thumb being a different color. But I noticed looking at all the different colors that some of them have black inside of the thumb and some of them have white inside of the thumb. And the red is the only one that is a solid red color throughout the entire glove, and just a classic looking glove, and just a beautiful glove. I bought the headgear in red, and even though I do have my red gloves up for sale, I would put the blue Reyes gloves on and use the red Reyes head guard if I was using that for my sparring equipment. All right, moving on. I do love those Reyes. That's why your content is so good. You're brutally honest on the review, which makes your review so much better and allows us to get a better idea on the glove. And that's what I'm looking for. That's exactly what I'm trying to do, is just be as brutally honest as possible, because I don't want people fucking around me. I don't want someone. It's like politicians. I don't give a fuck who your donor is. I don't fucking care. I don't want you peddling to whatever donor gave you money, and I don't expect that shit. You should do it for the people. You should have a moral higher above than everyone. You should have that moral value that tells you, you know what? Yeah, you funded my campaign, but that doesn't mean I have to, turn my back on the people just to give you what you want. That shit has to stop, bro. That shit has to stop. And I don't want to get political, because that's the whole reason I don't allow everybody to go on my Instagram, because I am extremely political on my Instagram. It's not for everyone, and I understand. Okay, I understand. I try to keep my channel to do with boxing gloves, but it's kind of hand in hand. Okay, I'm not going to bullshit you when it comes to this stuff, and I don't expect to be bullshitted when it comes to laws and reasoning for why laws are passed, or why you're going to bring up a law, or why you're going to indict somebody, or why you're going to charge somebody. Not this person, but this person. Only this person because we don't like this person, but not this person because we're protecting that person. Like, fuck that shit, bro. I'm not protecting nobody. Okay? Nobody. If I don't, if this guy was my best friend who made this, I'd be like, bro, you need to fucking, if you want me to go on here and give you a good review just because you're my friend, fuck all that. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. I'll never do it. I'll never bow down like that. So you guys know, even if somebody sends me gloves, I'm gonna be if I don't like them, you're gonna be upset because I'm gonna shit all over them. I haven't really had gloves I had to shit all over. Maybe Sabas, but even then, I like the gloves. It's just, what's going on with your company? Why would you not let us, let everybody in on the inside baseball? If you make your shit in Pakistan, just fucking say it. Just put Pakistan. If it's made in Mexico, why don't you prove it? Why is this so hard? How come nobody in Mexico can tell me that they know for sure that Sabas is made in Mexico? Nobody that I know who lives in Mexico can tell me that they know where the stupid Sabas gloves are made. They know the factory. They know somebody who works there. They know something about something. Nobody knows shit. But everybody knows where Reyes are made in Mexico. There's a YouTube video that shows where they're handmade, pulls the leather out. You think that your shit is more secret than Reyes' shit? You're fucking stupid. bro. And that's my problem with Sabas. That's my problem with you, Sabas. Is if you would just fucking show it, just whip it out, bro. Whip the shit out at some point. If you like a chick, you gotta at some point gotta whip it out, right? If it's small, so what, bro? It's what you got, man. You gotta whip it out at some point, damn it. And you guys aren't doing that shit, man. It's pissing me off. Just end the controversy. Show a video. Fuck. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, it's probably rounds don't get more weight. Yeah, I mean, I'll fight for that one again. Sabas made in Mexico. We don't know. Yeah, we don't know. It's just fucking bullshit. All right. I've been on here for almost an hour and a half, guys. I love going on YouTube and telling you guys this and that or whatever, this and the third. If you have it on, if you got me on Instagram, it's N as in Nancy, RICOTECHER. If you want to follow me, I'm going to be streaming the fights. That's how I do it. That's how I roll. I don't have enough followers for them to give a shit about me. They've cut me off a couple times, but guess what? I just restream it and keep going. So they haven't given me any shit yet. And I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it until they basically stop me. So that's what's gonna go down. And thanks, Keith, for sticking it out with me. And yeah, Sabas, stop fucking around. Like, the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, you're always taking these pictures with people, and people like your gloves. Like, I'm not even saying your gloves suck. I'm just saying, like, what the fuck is your problem? Just show us where the gloves are made and just tell us where the fuck it is and stop being a bitch. Why is this so hard? Why is this so hard, bro? Bryant Boxing uses New Sporting to make their gloves so that they can say that their gloves are made in Mexico, as does Salvador. We know damn well where the shit's made. No Boxing, No Life uses Angeles. No one fucking cares. We know it's made in Mexico, though. We do know that. Stop being assholes. Come out with it, bro. Come out with it. A bitch. All right, guys. That's it for me. I've done enough. You know? Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Frank the Tank. Yes, sir. Yep. Yes. Not all. I believe the Salvador, if you custom order it, it's not actually made. They don't actually do all that. But if it's the horsehair training gloves, yes. Bryant, 100% yes. Yes. The guy lives in Houston. Gloves are made in Mexico. He's a black guy. Who? You say? You saying, bro? At least I know for a fact they're Mexican gloves. He's not lying to you. The guy's a black guy, lives in Houston. His gloves are made in Mexico because New Sporting makes them. There you go. Not a bombshell. A lot of people know. But there you go. He's not bullshitting like Sabas does. See you guys later. Enrico Suave here. Enrico Tecker on Instagram. If you guys want to see the fights tonight, I'm streaming them live. See you guys later. Thanks for checking out my live. Goodbye.